Yeah, and you know what? Kind of bringing that up, man. We're talking about bringing guys in. I mean, we were talking about it a little last week, just to kind of take it off Thomas Bryant, but stay on the point of going small at center and maybe not playing a center as the backup five. And we were discussing it last week with Trey Lyles, and if you're bringing Sasha Vezenkov over, because it sounds like Sasha's coming, and I mean, you don't really want to bring over Sasha Vezenkov and then just have him ride the bench. It just would be kind of pointless at this point, and he'd probably just leave. Why would you stay in the NBA to play uh, like third string power forward behind Keegan Murray and Trey Lyles, and then Vezenkov? And I know Trey Lyles is a free agent, but I mean, I'd be amazed if he doesn't get brought back. And considering what he did for the team last year and his willingness to stay in SAC, so it's like, well, maybe Vezenkov's your backup four, and then you just go put Trey at the backup five. I mean, we saw that in the playoffs against the Warriors. We saw that in the overtime against Minnesota in overtime, that one game where he kind of just made Rudy Gobert irrelevant as a stretch five. So I think that's always an option too, and I think bringing like Vezenkov coming over makes it like a little more realistic. And I have no problem with Lyles being the backup five, considering Metu was the backup five all year, and they're the same size. And I think Lyles is probably a little stronger.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point because you can't play Lyles at the backup five as much because then now you're kind of losing out on essentially your backup four, and so now you have a guy that can essentially slide into that, and maybe you just buttress that with some size at the third center,
Mm-hmm.
and that could totally work. That would be quite the option, and I think he's earned a nice payday. He's a great role player. He's going to have other people that would want to sign him, obviously. And if you're going to be paying him a little bit more, I mean, get the most out of his versatility. Get the most out of his floor stretching ability. I feel like to do that, you play him at the backup five, or at least primarily as the backup five. You have all the options. I mean, you're talking about more versatility at that point, and yeah, I think it's a compelling prospect to think about. If we're going to be talking about Thomas Bryant and Christian Wood, you got to mention that.
Mm-hmm.